like a plum. These niggas want respect, but ain't got money to pay me some. Make him eat it up, then I drop him like an album. And if he hit it right, I'll probably give him an income. I think about you a couple times when I'm lonely. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are not an existing subscriber, my name is Mookie M, and if you are a regular, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mookie M, and I am so happy today because I am coming with a video I have been waiting 12 months to make, you guys. So I have exactly 1 year in China. Not today, it was yesterday, but today's exactly 1 year since I started my contract with that other company, and I am finally done. I've completed my contract, you guys. I'm very, very excited because God knows, and the people that have been around me know how much I've been waiting for this time right here and what an experience it has been. So on this video, we are going to be sipping on some champagne, baby, as we celebrate the completion of my contract, because this has been my longest job so far. Every other job that I've done would be like 6 months or a couple of other months, 8 months, 4 months. But this job has been the longest. It's been a whole 12 months. It's been a year, and I am finally done. And we'll also get into the reasons why I did not renew my contract with that other company. But today we are drinking Prosecco, baby. I'm just gonna say Prosecco. I'm not gonna pronounce everything else that's written here because I'm also not promoting this brand. Okay, if you want a promotion, holla at your girl and we will be there. But anyway, yes, this is what we're drinking, and we are celebrating being done at that company and having exactly 1 year in China. And we're gonna talk about my experience in this 1 year, what I've learned, and a whole lot of other things. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, it's a bit hard to open it because I have nails on, but yeah, I specifically like drinking this flavor when I'm sitting in the house. I just like Prosecco in general, and the percentage, the volume is 11%. Yeah, so yeah, can't wait to pop it as we celebrate, guys. It's been a really long year. Oh my goodness, those who know, they know. Those who don't know, you're about to find out. But it's been a really long year, and I've changed in a lot of ways. Oh, here comes my favorite pot. I like this pot right here. Oh my gosh, it's gonna pop. But yeah, I hope y'all are ready. Oh, my hands are slippery, but you know what? We're almost there. We're almost there. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I feel like I'm about to. It's coming. Lord knows, I always said the day I finish, I'm going to buy myself a Prosecco and drink it. But this time around, I did not buy it myself, guys. My lovely girlfriend got it for me. So cheers, cheers, cheers. Cling, cling. So let's get into the video, and I'm just going to go ahead and get a sip of this. Ooh. Ooh. Tastes like freedom. So let's go ahead and get into the video. I actually have some notes that I wrote down for this video in particular. I just wanted it to be very detailed, and I wanted to make sure that I cover everything that I wanted to cover in this video because I waited 12 months. Not 12 months, maybe let's just say I waited a year, around about a year, to make this video and to inform a lot of people about my experience, and to also inform those people who have obviously been DMing me and asking me about teaching in China, and also have just asked me about this particular company that I was working for, because I was not working with them, I was working for them. And yeah, I will refrain from naming the company, of course, because we don't want any trouble legally, but they are quite notorious for mistreating their employees. Okay. But anyway, number one, we're going to get into teaching in China and moving abroad. So I started teaching in China a year ago. I flew from South Africa on the 8th of August 2023, and I landed in China on the 9th of August 2023. And then I started my contract with the company that I was working for on the 10th of August in 2023. We had 2 weeks of training. I was sleeping in a hotel for 2 weeks. So one thing I loved about the company is that they are their recruiting process is quite simple. It's very easy, even though it can be long because you have to go and authenticate your documents and your police clearance. I had to start from scratch because my passport had expired, so I had to get a new passport and go and apply for a new passport. So I started from passport, and then from passport I went over to the police clearance. From police clearance I went to SACA to go authenticate my degree. Then from SACA I went on to DIRCO, DIRCO, to go and verify or authenticate my degree and my police clearance. And then after that, I went on to the consulate. And DIRCO took so much time. It took 5 weeks. I really wish, for me, it took 5 weeks. For others, it does take longer. And the reason I didn't include my TEFL certificates in this process is because the company that I was working with, I did my TEFL with them, and I already had my own TEFL, but they had preferred to just let me do the TEFL with them instead. And of course, I really truly believe that they had their own reasons for that, but we'll get into it later into the video. And right now we're still discussing the document process because it was quite long. And yeah, eventually after DECO, I went to the consulate, visa office. From visa office, it was flight tickets, and flight tickets straight landed into China. So the first 2 weeks in China were great. I was still training. I was very excited. Those of you who know me, I'm also a very passionate person. So everything that I do, guys, ngiyenza ngepassion. Okay, everything I do it with passion. I do not play around. I want to be felt. I want to be seen, and I want people to know that, hey, this girl, she's not here to play. She means business. So yeah, basically, guys, I landed here about a year ago. Today's the 10th of August, by the way, and I decided to do this video because, of course, I just felt right in my soul to do it. And of course, I felt right to do it drinking my celebration champagne, guys, because it's been hard. It's been very hard. But yeah, I just want to get straight to the point with this one. I don't want to go too deep into anything that has been happening or anything that has happened. But yeah, so I really remember feeling excited about moving abroad because I've always wanted to teach in Asia. My initial plan was to teach in South Korea, then South Korea changed into Japan, and then Japan changed into China, and then I do not regret a thing about moving to China. I love China. I love being in China. I love how convenient it is to teach in China. I just love how convenient it is also to live here. Everything is just very convenient. We don't have load shedding. There's always warm water running. The law is really strict, so women are safe. We can be out at night, even in the AMs, and like I've barely had any stories where people or women in particular are being violated or are just unsafe. So it's a very safe place, I must say, to live in. So I really loved that side, and it's very clean, very, very clean. The streets are clean. The law is just really tight. There's a lot of discipline. You can tell there's a lot of discipline with the government, and people here really, really, really stick by the rules. So that's one thing I wish I could take away from living in China and bring it back at home: the electricity, the water, the safety, and of course the strictness of the government, because a lot of things would be going right in our country if the government was doing its job. But anyway, we're not there. We're still at me living in China and how convenient that has been. Now, teaching in China is also very different, okay? So you teach English. You can come here to either teach English at a training center, which is where I was working, or you can come to teach in China for a school, a primary school, or a kindergarten. So those are all different places that you can teach English in China, and you can also teach in colleges or universities, but the money differs, of course, as per school or as per place as per institution where you teach English. And I would say now, knowing what I know now, I wish I did more research, of course, about the company that I was working for, because I have heard a lot of things about them, which were very negative, I will not lie, that I already knew. I already had an idea of what it was going to be like, because I was working for the same company, but it was a teach online, and it was teach online to adults back at home in South Africa, in Johannesburg, Bryanston. I know a couple of people who still work there or who are working there right now. And I had my reservations about that as well, because wow, child, it was a lot. It was a lot. So I already had an idea of, I'm not going to get normal weekends. I'm just going to have my off days during the week, the schedule, how crazy it was going to be. I just was not prepared for things like summer calls and winter calls. I was not prepared for that, because you work twice as hard when it comes to those things, okay? And of course, I was not prepared for how much they are not willing to let you go, even when it's your time to go, even when you've served your full sentence. You're like, okay, please got some says pelile, guys, my time here is over. I've served my full 1 year as per contract. You know, it's really, really giving cult vibes. I don't want to lie, it's giving cult vibes. Okay, but anyway, moving on to the point of this video, the first point I was saying was teaching in China and just teaching English in general here in China. I would recommend moving abroad. You can move to any other Asian country, and I would recommend teaching as well as a profession abroad. It's quite, liberating. You learn a lot of things as well from the kids. If you love children, you get to interact with children every day. And the children here in China are much more easier to teach because I was doing my PGCE back at home and I was doing practicals, working with children. I must say, South African kids can be a bit more uninterested in studying and in their studies, and they are more focused on other things. But that's just the school I did my practicals in my old high school. For the babies that are going to watch this, I do feel like those kids were more focused if you made them interested in learning. So I learned a lot in my teaching profession as I worked in China, because I worked with kids that are very passionate about learning, passionate about keeping their grades up, and the parents here are much stricter. Kids don't really get to do much stuff of what kids do, and they still go to school on holidays too. Like, parents make sure that they arrange extra classes for them, either English, mathematics, or chess, or whatever that parents just feel they should keep their kids busy with. But yeah, and yeah, I would definitely recommend moving abroad. Just not with that other company, child. And going forward, we shall refer to the company I was working for as that other company, child, okay? Because we don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, the next point of this video is the experience and the things I've learned professionally and outside of work while living in China in this 1 year. So I've learned one thing. I'm from the south of the world, where January, February, it's summer, it's hot. December, January, February, it's summer, it's hot. In China, it's the opposite way. When it's hot in the south, it is hella cold in the north, honey. When it's hella hot, because right now it's August, and no home is cold as F. Over here, honey, ngaphandle kushisa ngathi ngaphakathi. So the only time you get cool conditioning, like the house is just cool, you're not sweating your ass off, is when you're inside the house or inside any place. And most of the places here in China are air conditioned because they understand how extreme their weathers can be. So summer is really hot this side, guys. It is not to be played with. I don't even want to lie to you. And yeah, that's like some of the stuff that I learned being here. That's outside of my profession. The winter and the summer, definitely totally different, but we learned that at school. I also learned that you need to watch yourself here. As much as this is a safe place and a safe country, there's still a community of foreigners, and Black foreigners or South African foreigners or even African foreigners. So you get to meet a lot of people from different parts of the world, and as you meet a lot of people from different parts of the world, everybody has a different view of life and the world and how things work, and everybody has different morals. So one thing I have learned is that not everybody has good intentions. I mean, we learned it from back at home, but you would think that because now we're in a different country, and our community, especially us of color, our community is much smaller than it is when we're back in our countries. You would love to think that, okay, we would look out for each other, or we would watch out for each other, but people can be just as mean and as to be watched out for as they are back at home. So you need to watch yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to be very vigilant, and you need to know your circle, and don't try to fit in everywhere, and also don't force to fit in places where you don't feel wanted, you don't feel loved, you don't feel appreciated. So yeah, okay, now moving on to also the dating pool in China. Ciao. The dating pool in China looks like this. You get the picture? And that's how it looks. I'm telling you, it's really bad, especially for the heterosexuals. Like, you're really lucky if you find yourself somebody who is, very calm and aligned with what you want, or is aligned with the things that you desire for yourself. If you find somebody who's also still believing in, the whole romance thing, love, and all of that. But other than that, everybody here just wants to smash. The niggas here, the men, let me not say niggas, the men, the South African men here, if we thought South African men were trash, come to China. Come see them when they are abroad. Hey, go back to their high school boys with raging hormones, bruh. Like, oh, how am I? Like, yeah, the men here, especially the South African men here, I feel sorry for the heterosexuals at this point. Some people may think that I turned from dating guys to dating women because of how shitty the dating pool is. Oh, no, honey. I did not. It was just something that was long time coming, and I feel like I should make another video to address this. But yeah, this video is not about me addressing my sexuality or my sexual choice. But yeah, the dating pool overseas, It's not giving, child. And to think that when I left, I thought that my dating life was going to be better because of so many becauses that I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, I really did think that my dating life would be better when I got to this side. I don't even know why, but yeah. And it is not, child. It is not. It's not giving at all. But yeah, guys, moving on to the next. Yeah, so moving on to another point. The shopping things are quite cheap in China. Food is very cheap. It's not like back at home. So are a lot of things, and we have apps, so many things can be bought online. It depends who you are. Sometimes you can go and buy them at the store if you want to, but I prefer to buy most of my things online because I just feel like it's simpler that way. And also, you need to be very careful about clothing sizes because you know how Asians can be fat phobic. So a small is really an extra small, and a large is really just a medium. So yes, you need to be careful of the sizes. I think that I've mentioned this in my other videos as well. That's what I've learned here in China as well, that size wise, here they really don't believe in being big. And you know, in Africa we are big in J, like this, how I am, because I've gained a lot of weight, child. And me being this big now in Africa, I'm just like considered thick, you know. I wear a large back at home, but here, you know, 6XL is literally the size of a t-shirt I should get if I want a t-shirt that's gonna fit t-shirty, you know. Medium won't even make it halfway through my board, like I okay, no. So yeah, those are the things that I've learned as well about shopping. Groceries. One mistake that I did make and that I feel like I want to share is when I first came here and I did my first batch of groceries, I went to the store, guys. And they were looking at me. These Chinese, they were looking at me like, ayibo uyahlanya lona. And then I'm ngabona ukuthi lento engenza la ayisile, guys. So apparently I just had to order my groceries online and they would deliver them the same day. So there's a lot of apps, like I said. You have your Meituans. I'll put the apps right there as I name them. You have your Meituans, you have your Taobaos, but those are the those are the apps that take days to deliver. So now I'm just gonna name the apps. On this side, I'm just going to name the apps that take a day. So you have your Meituans, you have your Ele.me, you have Alipay as well will help you because it has the translate feature. So you can go onto Ele.me or Meituan or whatever on your Alipay, and you can order your groceries so that they can come on that day. And then you have your Taobaos, your Pinduoduos, your those are the ones I use. Your 1688s. Those are the apps that you can order clothes and other things. You have your Jingdongs. That's the one I trust with my electronics. Yeah, those ones are the ones I trust with my electronics. And those are the ones that can take up to like 5 days to deliver your packages, depending on how far it is from your location. So yeah, guys, in China you use apps for everything. Literally, namanzako. Do not drink the tap water. Also, another thing that I learned, don't fuck with tap water, guys. It's not for drinking. It's not for cooking with. Use bottled water. There's also 20 liters of water available. I usually buy the 15 liters to just last me, you know, 2 weeks, and then I can buy them again. But depending on how much I've been at my house, if I'm not in my house a lot, like it can last me a month. So yeah, you can just buy your groceries online, buy your things online. And if you don't want to buy a lot of things, you can also just go to the mall for fun, you know, restaurants. You can go window shopping or shopping, you know, for your H&Ms and for your international brands, your international brand stores. You can definitely totally get those at the mall. Yeah, I feel like I should refill my glass. Ooh. Can I get a refill? Ooh, this champagne is lit, honey. And it's so nice and cold. But yeah, guys, so that's basically what I've learned outside of my profession living in China. I've also learned that you can make very amazing friends. You know, I think my group of friends are to do. I love the girls that I've met here, and we've made such great friends. We've become such a great friend group as well, even though some of us are not as close as others are. But you know, when it's those big events and we want to go out together, we make a squad to die for, okay? But me and my friends, we're just like that solid squad. We love to dance, we love to have fun. There's been times when I've been in the club and I've been fucked up, child. I don't even want to lie. Chinese groove, not the Chinese clubs. Those are nice too. I've actually been to those where you like party with Chinese people, you party with white people, you just party with people from all over, but not the predominantly the dominant black spaces. Now I'm talking about the clubs where I want to name this club, but they're not paying me for promo. I want to name this club, but they're not paying me for promo. I want to name this club, but they're not paying me for promo. But there's this club, you know, it has 1 and 2. that one. My friends and I love that place. Okay, so like when we go to that space, it's usually black DJs. They play black people music. It's really cool. It's really fun. Some days we have, Chinese people come and join us. Like we have so many people from all over the world, but like people of color, people that look like me, and it's so comforting when you see that, and you just can dance to my piano, house, like different types of music that black people really fuck with and you can dance to. And I really enjoy those spaces. So that's one thing I've learned here. There's a big community of South Africans. There's a lot of group chats where you can get help as well if you need help with something. But also, you have to be very careful with how you move, because China is a strict country, like I said, so you can't be out here doing anything illegal. And if you are somebody who rolls out the trees and smokes, you just gotta quit that. Look at me, I'm fine. I quit that, and I quit it because I knew that I had to focus on the bag, and now I'm great. I'm doing amazing, child. So yeah, those are the things I've learned outside my profession. Now, professionally, I've learned a lot, okay? I've learned a lot about teaching. Oh, that kickback. I've learned a lot about teaching. I've learned a lot about different types of teaching systems and different types of schooling systems that are here in China. I've learned a lot about what type of job I would like to look for next. I've learned a lot about how the job market is looking right now, but I'm saving that for last. That one is going to be at the end of the video. I've just learned a lot about a lot of things professionally, and I must say that other company, they are really good at training and equipping you with tools that are going to make you a great teacher. But what I did not like was the constant training on the same thing. It's like, don't waste my time. We've learned this. Why I gotta learn this every month? Why I gotta be trained on this every month? And the constant pressure to develop. Okay, there is room for professional development, but of course you just climb a band up, and with each band it's like you get 100 kwai extra on your salary. And I really didn't want to do that because I really didn't see it as worth it for me. And I was just like, that other company wants you to work really, really, really hard to get the money that you feel like you even deserve. Because that's another thing that I've learned here. You really do need to do your research, guys, on schools, because not all training centers pay you shitty money. Some do pay you good money, but also the work that comes with it is insane. And you find yourself having to be more than just a teacher, you promote. And that other company, the things I did not like about working with them was the fact that you had to be shot every now and again. Camera is when you're teaching kids, there's going to be a PA, there's going to be a TA. Then, Ankulumi, if you're being observed, because that's another thing, like the ongoing training that I mentioned, they are constantly trying to develop you. And it's like, okay, I am for it, but sometimes it's really not necessary. So sometimes you'd have 3 grown-ups in the classroom watching you teach, and I'm not even gonna stop on this. I hated this so much. At some point I would get into like an annoyed mood with my TAs, my teachers assistants, on some, please stop that. Like, don't take a video of me, take a video of the children, because I really don't believe that I should be out here being taken pictures of, because that thing counts as promo. They go and post it on Dianping, which is another app. That Dianping is an app. I'm gonna also put it on here. Dianping is an app where you can find places to go to in China. It tells you the metro station, the metro line, and the metro exit that you can take. It tells you the address of the place. It gives you the ratings of that place and what you can do in that place, what it looks like. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is there's just a lot that goes on. You're constantly being watched, as if the TAs, the PAs, and the teachers that observe you is not enough. You also have a CCTV camera that is constantly watching you teach the kids, and then there's a screen at the window, the wall window, that's facing the entrance, so that the parents can see you teach their kids. Talk about pressure. Talk about pressure. That's finally pressure, Shem. Talk about pressure, guys. Honestly, it's just a lot. That's one thing that I realized, that also it's one of the many things that made me say, cut the show, my nigga. I'm not coming back here. What? So it's just like constantly being watched, constantly being made to feel like you're not good enough at your job, constantly just being, always on. And you were not allowed to put yourself first. Try and call in sick. Oh my gosh, you need to submit your whole medical record, and that's like not even standard procedure. You just, even if you have the doctor's notes, but for the whole medical record. And what I'm saying is that other company, really good for getting you into China, but long-term, child, even this 1 year was something that I had to fight myself for. Every morning started becoming a battle. Waking up, having to go there. Every time it was the end of my off days or the end of my weekend, I started to feel like shit, because now I know now I have to go back to work, and it's all that depression again for the next 5 days. It is really stressful. I remember I would find myself overeating at work because I'm stress. It's so much to do. I don't mind the teaching the kids, but the things outside of that, the admin, the training, constantly having to attend these trainings, having to attend other things. Oh my gosh. So I was really happy when they would give us like stuff like, okay, we have an event, but it's optional. You can either come or you don't want to come. Ah, if it was optional, catch me outside. How about that? And they would like to make those events that are optional on my days off. Even like I in shim. Y'all can catch me another day. How about that? But yeah, I did enjoy the free stuff they would give us sometimes. I'd be like, oh, this free? Okay, cool. But things like winter course, summer course, I did not fuck with that. I did not like that at all. And this is how I know now that in future going forward, if I'm still going to teach in China, I am definitely not doing a training center. Do you hear me? No training center. It's still the thing that I discuss with recruiters and agents every time they ask me. They're like, oh, we have this training center. I'm like, no, no, no training center, bro. I'm done. I've experienced it. There's a lack of holidays. I don't get holidays. Even if it's like everybody's on holiday, we only get like 2 days of that holiday or three. If it's like Chinese New Year, we get like 2 days or three. And then if it's a public holiday, and this is those super big ones, they will give us that one. But the next day we're back at work. You don't get summer and winter off. In your first year, you only have 8 days of leave, annual leave, for the whole year. Nakona, it's such a struggle to apply for it because all the local teachers, the Chinese teachers, have already applied a month prior. By the time it clicks in your head that I want to have this weekend off. I want to have this weekend off. Let me apply for leave. But oh no, the leave schedule is full. You can apply next month. Bang. Nah, guys. Yo, Minashem at my center. I did not fuck with it. I did not like it. I did not fuck with it. I just did my best to finish. And I think I realized a lot of things in my first month, but I just kept going because I felt like it was important for me to show that I am professional, I am passionate, and I kept going. I had the highest scores for, parents coming in to see their children, like the open lessons, the ACs. That's another thing I didn't mention. We would have parents come in occasionally to see us, to watch us teach their kids for 30 minutes. And I'm just like, way malo. Like, as if y'all are not watching me already after all the TPUs that the Chinese teachers give you, the progress tests, the progress, like the parent-teacher meetings. My God, you still want to see me teach. You watch me on the CCTV. You still want to see me interacting with your children. Please, please, when this is over, I'm not coming back. Guys, I still can't believe I'm finished because it's only been one day. It hasn't even been one day because it hasn't been a full 24 hours since I last went there. But I am dying for it to sink into my soul that I am done with that other company. But yeah, those are the things that used to turn me off about that company. And another thing is, like I said, do your research, know the school that you want to teach for. Oh, yes, knowing your worth. So at that other company, you'd be programmed that you got to show up every time, every day, put yourself last. And every time you needed a day for yourself, even if you call and say, it's a problem, you have to do multiple times of explaining. So they never really used to give a shit about you. That's why you got to put yourself first, because any day that company can replace you. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you put yourself first in everything, and especially your health, especially your mental health. If you can feel yourself, I'm crashing, I'm going down. I've been working a whole 2 months in a row straight with only my 2 rest days in the week, and I feel like I need just a day extra to breathe, to recuperate. Take it, call and say take it. They're not gonna fire you, they need you. Also, another thing, take it, because if anything were to happen to you, they wouldn't wait a whole month or 2 months to replace you. The show has to go on with or without you. So take it and put yourself first and know your worth, because that other company underpaid for days. They underpaid for days, and they overworked for years. It felt like corporate slavery, and that's what it felt like. When I signed up for this, I knew that there were already bad things about this place that have been said on Indeed. You can go find the reviews on Indeed, and you can also just ask people in the group chats, the teaching abroad group chats, anybody who's taught for that other company in China. You should ask them, because it's really not looking good for them. It's really not looking good for them, you guys. And also, they underpay to a point where you even ask yourself if this is even worth it. I know people who used to live paycheck to paycheck. Even myself in the beginning, before I could actually start putting away some money, I had to live from paycheck to paycheck. You have to borrow sometimes from your friends. It's extreme. They don't even help you with accommodation, and it's below standard. I can say that you were getting less than 18,000 RMB per month working for that other company. I'm not going to say the exact price. I'm just going to say it was less than how much. And I know a lot of people are not going to be comfortable with me telling the truth. But guys, it's the truth. The money was very little, and they did not assist you with rent. And they also gave you very shitty insurance, because that insurance didn't really pay for your shit. I know insurance that would say, okay, you went to the hospital and when we only cover 30% of the fees. No, that insurance only covered you only if your medical bills were 750 RMB upwards. So what kind of fucking insurance is that? Come to China, come work for us, my love. You got insurance, you got this, you got that. But it really all was a fucking lie, and it was a fucking joke. So yeah, I will say that I'm not really happy. I know I stuck it out, and in the beginning I showed face. I was really happy, to be in a new country. It was still excitement. But as I went on, I'm like, man, I deserve better. And I remember thinking I was gonna quit at some point, but I was like, no, I have to finish what I start. Like, I'm not a quitter, I'm a finisher. Do you know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and I finished my contract, and I'm very proud of myself that I came to the very end, because anyone who has worked for that company will tell you that 1 year at that company shows major strength, my love. It shows strength. It shows that you are resilient and you can make it through any other situation. This whole 1 year experience has showed me and has taught me that I am resilient, and I can stand through anything, because I stood through the trials and tribulations and the rainy storms and thunderstorms of that company. Ooh, the way I want to say their names. That company, if you know, you know. So the next point was working for the company I worked for. I think that I've already covered that in the previous point. I've mentioned everything that I didn't like, but I didn't mention the things that I did like, because as much as it was shitty, I should mention the parts where I actually did enjoy. I enjoyed the free stuff. I think I did mention the free stuff. I really did like the free stuff that we used to get. Sometimes it was really good, I enjoyed it when I got good reviews from the parents, when the parents give me 10 out of 10 for they really, 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 really did give me good points, and I enjoyed working with the children, you guys. I don't want to lie. I loved my kids. I'm going to miss my children so much. I'm getting very emotional just talking about it, because I really love kids, y'all. I really, really love children. I really do. And those ones are so cute, but sometimes they did get on my nerve. I don't want to lie now and say that I'm perfect all the time with kids. No, sometimes they did get on my nerve, and sometimes they made me laugh so hard. I love them. I have so many pictures with the kids that I taught. Some of them wrote me letters before I left. It's just a pity that I left after Teachers Day, because I feel like I would have gotten so many presents for Teachers Day. I would have. Definitely. The kids loved me and the parents loved me. That's one thing my the director of that center I was working for used to tell me every time, the kids love you, the parents love you, you're such a good teacher. I am. So pay me my worth. Pay me my worth. Know your worth, guys. Know your worth. Another thing, if you want to come and teach in China, know your worth. Do not accept anything less than. It's just that now the market is very shitty, so people are going around accepting less than what they deserve. I won't lie. At first, I was about to, but we'll get into that later. But know your worth. And yeah, I really enjoyed the children part, the free stuff, and also the parents just giving me that recognition. It really did make me feel like a good teacher at heart, despite the other company trying to make me feel like I'm just a slave. I'm just a part of the furniture at that place, But yeah, that was really nice. I enjoyed that. But everything else, I was just doing it for survival, child. And that's the end. Next point. The ESL market in China so far. No, child, because I need to take a couple of sips for this. The market is bad. Suddenly they can see color. Suddenly recruiters and schools and parents, which is what disappoints me the most. Parents are now looking for white teachers, guys. And you see me, I'm black. I'm a black girl. Everything about me says I'm black. My body, my bum, my face, my skin, my hair. I'm a black person. So I can't even forge my way through being white. And another thing, they're starting to consider South Africans as non-natives. Shemakwe? What do you mean? They consider us as non-natives now just because we're black, so we are suddenly non-natives. But sometimes straight up, the recruiters will tell you straight up, oh, we are looking for the white teacher, we are looking for the white person in English, yabe broken. When lapho ngisho ngaba ne-masters, ngisho ungafunda uzazi ukuthi ubani, you are not white enough, sorry. So yeah, the market is really bad, especially for South Africans. They really don't fuck with us anymore, and I don't know what's happening. We all don't know what the future holds for the ESL industry for South Africans in China. And we're all just still, guys, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. I don't want to lie. Right now, I'm also still currently searching for a job. I've been looking for the past 3 months, and that's really abnormal here in China, because you're supposed to have found something in your first month. That's how much in demand we were. But now it just seems like that's not that's not what they are looking for anymore, and they have a totally different market, and they have different expectations for who and what they want to teach their kids. So it's really frustrating, because sometimes it can make you doubt yourself, and it can make you feel like shit trying to apply and look for work here. It's starting to become like back at home. And yeah, it's really not nice, because you see them every day posting these jobs and these available positions, and you like try and apply, and they tell you, oh sorry, we are looking for a white person. They're not even scared to tell you that. So yeah, the market is getting really shitty, guys. And I think it's better if you have a PGCE and you specialize in a subject teaching, because some international schools still do consider South Africans, and especially black people, as long as you're qualified into teaching a specific subject. And which is why I'm still really trying to complete my PGCE. It's just that it's harder because I'm abroad now, and I only have 1 year completed. I was doing it part-time, so I haven't gotten to complete my second year of my PGCE. But when I get that, I feel like I'm definitely going to thrive in the teaching abroad space, and I'll be looking at more countries. I'm not going to get my PGCE just to keep teaching in China. I'm going to get my PGCE to teach in Australia, to teach in Qatar, to teach in Dubai, like to teach everywhere else but here, because I feel like here I've had a great experience, just not with teaching, of course, and also how they're starting to treat my people. You cannot be doing us like that, especially when at some point you really needed us, and we are the ones who started this whole ESL, not even started, but made it a trend, and put people on. It was, yeah, come to China, I just feel like they're not really doing South Africans right at this point and at this time, and I don't really think that I like that. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the market so far in China. So if you are at home, it's even harder to find a job, because even if you're here in China, it's still really hard. So I can imagine it's 2 times harder if you're still in South Africa and you're still looking for work. You're probably gonna have to do your PCC 2 times before it expires. Oh, guys, I really don't like how hard it's getting for my people. But if I could make things better in the click of a finger, I would. I really would. This is really good. Yeah, I really would, y'all. Yeah, the last point is, would I recommend teaching in China or teaching at that other company? Oh my gosh, guys, because I wrote the name here. Would I recommend teaching in China? 100% yes. It has its trials and tribulations, and it might not be for everybody. But trust me, if you're back from South Africa, life is so much more simpler here. Life is so much more cheaper here. You get to make your bag. You get to make your RMBs. When transformed into rands, it's much higher. You can send money back home. You can send money into your own account and save money to do your own things when you feel like retiring. It is definitely worth it. I would not lie. I just wish that the market was way different, and it was what it was pre-COVID times, or even during COVID times. It's just that now things are different. But I would definitely recommend that. Teaching in China, number 1. Do that. Teaching for that other company though, child, vele uhlale ekhaya nje. Hlala nje ekhaya kahle nje, ungazixaki nokusixaka. Hlala nje ekhaya, because uzoza la, and then you're gonna want to quit not even halfway through, quarter way through. And then when you want to quit, they do everything in their power to make sure that you are trapped in there. They do everything in their, they keep your documents. You don't get your authenticated documents back. When you get them back, now they allow us to get them back, but they stamp them to make sure that we do not use them in any other company. Oh, you can't get them back. And you need to know the laws changed. We can get them back. Please message the visa officer, because we can get them back. She's like, I don't think you can use them for any other company though. I'm like, my friends have gotten other jobs and their schools are okay with it. So I will also need my documents back. And then she's like, oh, the attitude is all. I was just like, you know what? Nah. Fuck yellow nails for the last time. Fuck yellow fucking nails for the last time. Taking out my colored side. Fuck yellow nails for the last time. Yo, bruh. Yo, I'm not even colored. And but those motherfuckers will test your gangster. So that other company, guys, is a no from me. Like, just try your best to get your 2 years teaching experience at home and your recommendations letters at home than to come here and teach for that other company. Ngibone nami sengiphakathi ukuthi hawe ma ngaze ngayifaka edakweni guys. Like, no, please. Yo, no. If I knew then what I know now. No, I think if I knew then what I know now, ne, I would have, I don't think I would have come. I would have just pushed my best to get my PGCE and get my 2 years teaching practicals or 2 years teaching experience, and panda to get something else other than that company here, especially an international school here or a primary school here, because Ziabu, excuse me, Ziabu Yakleya company, guys, it's not the one. It's not even the two. So yeah, they don't give your documents back. They try to trap you. They just, even when it's your time to leave, they are so stubborn. They're so hell bent on. They're so entitled to you, to your body, to yourself. It's like you belong to them, and it's like, I belong to me. I don't even belong to my parents, the people that created me and brought me to this earth. I belong to God and me. Who are you? Who are you nah? I don't even want to lie. But anyway, guys, yeah, I would not recommend that other company. But if you feel like you're at your pits, but also they don't take South Africans anymore at that other company. Last time I checked, I was trying to refer to some South Africans. They no longer take South Africans, so they take obviously UK, USA, Ireland, Australia. Yeah, yeah. I hope I'm not leaving any other. Oh, New Zealand. Yeah. So if you're not from those countries and you're South African, sorry. I just feel like China is trying to phase out South Africans, and it's such a shame because Bona, they live their best fucking lives in our country, their best lives in France. And when it's our time to come here and do the same, they want to treat us like rubbish, you know. So I really am not for that. I really don't like that. But yeah, that's all I have for this video, guys. I really do hope that it was insightful. I really do hope that it was helpful to all of you who are still looking forward to teaching in China. I hope now you do know what to expect and what not to expect, and I really do hope that you are going to do your research more on which school or which type of school or institution that you would like to work for when you come to China. And also, do not just hold your breath for China. I would encourage you to do your research on other countries as well, because that's what I've been doing. Do your research on other countries as well. We have your Thailands, we have your Vietnams, we have your Taiwans. Like, we have so many countries that are accepting South Africans to teach abroad, and that are still, you know, open to having us there and still recognize us as natives. And I would really like to urge you guys to just do your research and to know what you want, and also, most importantly, know your worth. There's obviously and honestly something better out there for you. If you are rejected in one place, just know that you are going to be accepted and fully, and you're going to get more from somewhere else. Rejection is really just God's redirection, and rejection is really just protection. So yeah, sometimes you just have to look at it that way. And yeah, guys, that is it from me, Mookie M. Thank you so much once again for watching this video. I pray that you are loved, you are blessed, and you stay blessed, and you stay loving yourself. But other than that, please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and do tap the notification button, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and mwah, love you loads.